What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I have for you Kavalan Vinho Barrique. I'll be sampling from my already tapped into sample over here, but this is what the bottle looks like. All right, get a good look at that. Okay, comes with the scroll. I don't know if you can see the code on this one. Basically, the W stands for wine. The first two numbers represent the year it was bottled in, so 2010, and then, sorry, that's what the year it was barreled in, and then I think it's 2017 or 16, maybe 15. I'm not exactly sure how to read these numbers just yet, but they're all about 5 to 6, some 7 years old. All right, and I'm assuming this is about the same. Now, this one, the big bottle that I have of the Vinho Barrique is 55.6%. The sample that I have here, all right, is 57%. So not exactly the same, but it's hard to find a mini to match up with the exact bottling that you have. All right. This whole package, the glass, I got the Vinho Barrique sample, I got the Sherry Oak sample at 54%. I got this beautiful Kavalan glass, all right? Beautiful, it says Kavalan on the front there, all right? Obviously the bottle itself, and it came with a nice little gift bag and a shopping bag as well. Extra just complimentary throw-ins. This is all from Larry, who is the administrator of Kavalan, K-A-V-A, capital F-A-N, Kavalan on Facebook. He runs the group. It's an awesome group. He displays all of the different Kavalan that he purchases directly from the distillery. Okay, he's a Canadian-born dude that moved to Taipei. I guess I'm not exactly sure his whole backstory, but I'm sure he would be open in sharing if you join the group Kavalan. Okay, he's a super nice guy. I really appreciate everything that he did for me, because to get a Vinho Barrique in Ontario is impossible, and to find them anywhere in North America is very, very difficult. Okay, so I know that there's places in the US that have it, but for the most part across Canada it's completely gone from shelves. It's difficult to get in Taipei, which is where this is from, so it's not an easy bottle to come by. I know there's a lot of people that have done reviews on it, but it's not the most easy to come by, like I said, and I'm really happy that I got my hands on a bottle, and after tasting this, it's fantastic. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna explain it. I wrote notes because I wanted to do this review justice, because I just couldn't believe what I was tasting when I tasted both straight and then when I added some water to it. Okay, so I'm gonna start by nosing and tasting at 57%, then I'm going to add a little bit of water, and there is some change that happens, and you'll notice. Okay, so I actually did the sampling, like where I write my notes. I did that with a Glencairn glass because I didn't want anything to change from what I normally do. Okay, I'm using this for the review. I've always wanted a glass like this. I'm using this for the review only because I've sampled it already in my Glencairn glass. Okay, so rest assured, everything is identical in comparison with all the other videos that I've done. All right. On the nose. This one is super fruity. Like, it's ridiculous how fruity it is. This is the one time where I've read the back of a bottle, and the bottle description is exactly the same as the mini description, where I've read it and I've agreed with almost everything, if not everything, that it says on the actual tin. It says a rich fusion of vanilla and caramelized sugars, ripe melon and mangoes together with kiwi, and a delicious blend of citrus fruit. I totally agree. I would add to that, to be honest. Definitely get mango. Get a touch of like black to red licorice. Kiwi, for sure. Brown sugar. I get a bit of key lime. Key lime is not as intense as regular limes. They're the smaller ones. Cooked brown sugar, almost caramelized brown sugar. It's not as powerful as it will be once you add some water, but it's still really, really nice on the nose without the water. Remember, this is 57%. No alcohol burn whatsoever on the nose, no alcohol smell. All right, on the palate. So going by the taste, there's no way I would know that this is 57%. It's ridiculous. For this to be 5 or 6 years old and to taste like that, it honestly tastes older than some of the 20-year-old whiskeys, scotches that I've had. Some of the definitely the oldest Canadian whiskey that I've had. It definitely tastes older than both of those. Okay, so I can't believe it. It's absolutely shocking. I've heard it from reviewers before, but tasting it firsthand, it's absolutely shocking. 57%, you do not get that at all. If I had to guess, I would say that this is less than 48%, probably less than 46%, just from first sip. Now, all the same things come back. Okay, you get your mango, you get your touch of black licorice, you get your little bit of melon, all right? It's a bit drying because of, I think, the intensity of the alcohol at 57%, but when you add water, there's none of that dryness, in my opinion. It's super, super thick. It's very rich and oily. And then on the finish, you get that touch of toasted oak. This is, which I didn't even mention yet, aged in white and red Portuguese wine barrels. All right, they select the best Portuguese wine that they can. They toast the barrels. The barriques. All right, they're not quite barrels. They're barrique casks. So they toast those barrique casks, and then they put their whiskey inside. All right, their fresh made spirit. You do pick up some wine notes. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna add some water. Okay. I'm gonna go on to nose and taste it now with the water. I'm not sure if you could pick that up, but it's very misty. All right. This is unchill filtered with no added color. They describe this as like an autumn gold. I would say that's pretty accurate. It's almost like an orangey autumn color. All right, like in the beauty of living in Ontario, especially in southern Ontario, is that we get to experience all 4 seasons. In the summer, it's super hot. In the winter, it's super cold. In the fall, it's beautiful, and the leaves are all different types of colors. This really does remind me of those fall colors. Okay, it's interesting that they chose that wording, autumn gold. All right, definitely something similar to that. Okay, and you can look in this glass. It's super oily, super oily when you add the water. That water unleashes a beast of fruit. Honestly, it's mango, lychee. I even pick up some strawberries. Brown sugar, caramelized fruits. Vanilla custard, mango pudding even. Like at a Thai restaurant, the mango pudding that you would get, the rice pudding, similar to that. This is fantastic. Okay, on the palate. It's so juicy, so fruity. It's almost like an Italian liqueur amato without the bitterness, without like the addition of bitter. All right, it's super sweet. It's almost like someone put a simple syrup in this. That's how sweet it is. It's not overwhelmingly sweet to the point where it's like it's gonna hurt your stomach, but it's just so fruity. It's literally a fruit salad, a tropical fruit salad in a glass. Okay, again. Super fresh, super inviting. Very little dryness. Bottled at 57%, and it's only about 5 or 6 years old. It's mind-blowing. Lychee, like I said. Limes, for sure, like sweetened lime juice. Caramelized, like apricots, dried apricots. But also like fresh fruits, like this is super, super juicy, incredibly tasty. Man. And the finish just continues to go on. You get that toasted oak, but nothing crazy. If I had to compare this to a Scotch, I'm not even sure which one I would compare it to. It does remind me a little bit of when I first tasted Redbreast 21-year-old, and that's not a Scotch, it's an Irish whiskey, but it's got those fruity elements of a Redbreast 21-year-old. Now, I only tried the Redbreast 21-year-old so far once, and I have a bottle that I need to open eventually, and I'll probably save that for St. Paddy's Day in March. Man, it's hard to compare this to a Scotch. I can't believe they got whiskey to taste like this. It doesn't make sense to me. I've never tasted anything like it. It's absolutely incredible. This is definitely an A+, guys. Definitely an A+. I paid $260 US for this, and that's including shipping and everything to get it to Ontario from Taiwan. I took a little bit of a chance because it could have easily got seized and that would have been it, and that wouldn't have got my whiskey, but it cost me basically $350 Canadian with the exchange and whatnot, and I would definitely buy another bottle. That's how good it is. I almost like feel the need to buy another bottle because I don't think this sample's enough. Like I want to go back to this. I really do like it that much. All right, so I'll probably end up opening that up because there's no way that it's going to be able to wait for collection purposes. Okay, so A+, fantastic stuff. Thank you again to Larry from Kavalan on Facebook. Super nice guy. Was super patient with me when I was a little skeptical about getting this bottle. Really, really super nice guy. And he gave all these extra little incentives by adding the nice glass and the couple samples, which were all included with the bottle. All right, so I highly recommend you talk to him, try to hook yourself up, because he's a super cool guy, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this beautiful sample to try. All right, so again, Kavalan Vinho Barrique from Taiwan, the first distillery in Taiwan. Didn't talk a lot about it actually, because I was so impressed with this actual whiskey that I kind of forgot to talk about the Kavalan King Card Distillery in Taiwan. It's the first ever distillery. It's not very old. It was opened in 2005. They got it together really quick. Within, I think, a couple years, they were up and running, or not even a couple years, they were up and running. 2005, they made their first whiskey and barreled it. They've been winning all sorts of awards. They are really testing the market when it comes to competition, when it comes to Japanese whiskey, when it comes to Scottish whiskey, when it comes to American whiskey. They are only making 5 to 7 year old whiskey, and it's threatening the quality of all these other places because it's so good. All right, and that's mainly to do with Taiwan's subtropical climate. All right, this stuff ages way faster because of the hot climate in Taiwan. All right, so if you haven't already, I highly recommend you pick up a bottle of the Vinho Barrique. It's the only Kavalan I've tried so far, so that's the only one I'll speak to, but based on this, I'm convinced that the rest are going to be fantastic as well. All right, I'll be highly searching for it on a regular basis when I travel and whenever I can get my hands on a bottle. All right, it's that good. Okay, if you like this video, you might want to check out some other videos that I have. I've done a whole bunch of reviews. This is my 105th video. All right, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can look me up. Just type in Whiskey in the Six and I should show up for all three. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.